And then, you know.
Hey everybody, this is Nate. Just reminding you that we'll start Chrome browser extended features in about 1 minute. If you can't join the slide, you can join the YouTube live stream. Thank you very much.
I have time to go have a meet though.
Yeah, I am gonna get there. All right, oh, with 1 minute to go, so. All right, let's go screen share and let's do it. Okay. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Exhausted.
Yeah, me too.
And I didn't take a test.
All right. Well, thank you for joining today. I'm going to start. I'm not sure if we have any people watching online. If actually, it says one viewer. So if you're that one viewer, hey. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about the Chrome browser. And this is something that a lot of people overlook. I hope that there'll be some tips and tricks that help you use the Chrome browser in ways you haven't, because there really are lots of tools involved. I have probably about more than I can handle today. So I'm just going to get started and share as many as I can. So you know the Chrome browser. If you're opening up your browser, you know, you might say, hey, I'm opening the Chrome browser because I want to, you know, see the internet. But Chrome browser is really a lot more than just browsing the internet. It's actually the centerpiece of all of the Google apps because they all kind of link in there and connect. I'm not going to get to it today, but you know, you can even run your calendar and everything just through the browser. I could type in my calendar items and they would go on. Anyways, I'm just saying there's a lot of things that the Chrome browser does that can really be helpful. Now to help today, if I talk about the Omnibox, this area up here, usually where you type a web page, that's called the Omnibox. And over here on the right, all these little icons are extensions. Underneath, these are bookmarks. And if you're on a Chromebook, this area down here on the bottom is your shelf. So those are some main parts of your Chrome browser. So I'm just going to start. I think probably one of the first things that people understand, or maybe don't, but it's probably one of the most useful, is the Omnibox is actually a search bar. You don't have to go to google.com. So let's say I was studying, I don't know, Cuba population. I can just type that in the Omnibox, and not only does it bring up the answer I'm looking for, but it brings up relative articles, relative websites, maps, anything related to that. So a lot of times the Omnibox is a good place just to start your research. You don't have to go to google.com, just go right there. On top of that, we could do some, in the Chrome browser itself, we could do a lot of extended searches. So probably one I like doing voice searches. I have a microphone here on my desktop. So whenever you see this little microphone, you can just do search by voice. So I'm going to say, have to allow the microphone. Puerto Rico, oh, nice. Puerto Rico population.
The population of Puerto Rico was 3.337 million in 2017.
So it's going to give me that, and again, it gives me a lot. Voice searching is very useful if you're not in a place where you can fiddle with your trackpad or something. It's very fast to search. Now, let's say I'm looking at Puerto Rico and I'm like, this is pretty interesting. Here's demographics of Puerto Rico. So I open this up. What if I want to see colonization? What is that? Within the Chrome browser, if I right-click on something I highlight, I can go right to search Google for colonization. So I don't have to re-type that in. Other things I could do, if I were looking in here, let me go back to that article. And I'm like, I want to know about, I don't know, immigration. Anytime I'm on the Chrome browser, I could just go Control F, and it brings up this little box up here. And with that box, I could say immigration, and you'd notice it gets highlighted for me every time that word is
Control F.
Control F, yes. And so that's a quick way to search even within a website. Let's see, what else could I do? There's some tools. I'm going to get off of searching now because that's just the first one. What if I was in a class and I'm like, okay, kids, we have 15 minutes. If I just type the word timer in the Omnibox, it brings this up and I can instantly go to full screen.
I love that tool.
Yeah,
and
it's super easy to get to. It's not going to give you a hassle trying to find a website or something like that. Other ones that you might use would be stopwatch. If I type stopwatch, it's very similar. Just boom. And you can even see here it says stopwatch. I can just toggle right to timer if I wanted. And here's the full screen. What if I was like, okay, kids, heads you get homework, tails you don't. I could say flip a coin. And I'm going to leave that stopwatch. Notice it's flipping the coin. Oh, that one was heads. I can flip it again. Oh, heads again. Is it a two-sided coin? Ooh, tricky. What are the odds, math people, that would happen?
That'd be a good ratio.
What? Oh my goodness.
That's 4 times already.
That's 4. That's crazy. Anyways, maybe students have. It's a what? 12.5%. Okay. Wonder if you have kids with student numbers. You can say, I want to see a random number generator. So here I've got between 1 and maybe 1 and 500. I just go generate. Every time I click, it's giving a new random number. So these are all some basic tools out of the Omnibox. I'm going to go up here. Maybe I'm in math. Speaking of math, 50 times 85. I can just type that right in the Omnibox, and it works as a calculator. And then it will pull up a calculator for me if I want to keep going. But I'm going to say, I don't even know what that number is, divided by 25. Oh, nice. So the Omnibox is a very nice tool. Also, okay, Google. I don't have it turned on. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna go on. Anytime you're in.
I hear you.
Thanks. Anytime you're in Chrome browser, remember you can always go Control plus to zoom into things, Control minus to go back, or you can hold Control and use the scroll on your mouse. And so that's helpful if you're trying to get better perspective on things. Okay, what's my time at? Oh my goodness, I haven't even got to the fun stuff yet. So let's get to the fun stuff. So up here, you notice I like to have a lot of tabs open. Some people do, some people don't. But really, organizing tabs can be a super useful thing for you. If I wanted to move maps over here, for example, I can click and hold, and I'm moving maps. I want this website next to it. I can do that. If I want to grab multiple tabs, I can hold Control. I can't. Anyways, I'm moving one. If there's something that comes up all the time, and I just really need to make some space, if I right-click here, pinning a tab shrinks it down to a little small tab.
Oh.
So I'll do that to the calendar. Pin
Because
tab.
I already know that one.
Now you know it too.
Because, I see those tabs, but it doesn't tell me what's on those
Right.
tabs.
You
And
just
those
get a little
kids know.
icon. They know that.
Should have had this at the beginning.
Yeah. So for your personal use, you can't get into theirs, of course, but if I have a pin tab and I want to make it expand, I'll right click and then say I want to unpin that tab, and it expands out. That's super useful.
How did these kids know all this stuff? Did they just look it up?
Magic. Yeah, probably just looking it
Okay.
up. Now, speaking of going from tab to tab, each of these tabs is actually numbered by the Chrome browser. So I'm going to unpin all of them. This would be tab 1, this would be tab 2, tab 3, tab 4, and so on. A really nice keyboard shortcut to help you get from tab to tab. I'm just holding Control, and then there's Control 2, Control 4, Control 6, Control 1, and I'm just zapping from tab to tab. Okay, so that's super useful. Let's come over here to this. This is a little customization tool that you need to see. If I come over to the right and I click the three little dots and I go to more tools, I can see a lot of things. Here I can clear the browsing data. I could go to my task manager. So if my Chromebook was running really slow, I could open this and see what is using all the data. And just like on a Windows device, you can end the process there. Go back. You can get into your settings, which is really nice. And if you're not sure of where a setting would be, I'd suggest just use this search. Here's a nice one. I search people. I can manage people here. And so let's say you're using it for personal use and you had, these are just different accounts that I use. But if, let's say you wanted a profile for your kid, so they have their own things. You can just go add a person and have them have their own profile. That way they're not going to interfere with your settings and things like that. You could see the history that's been going on your browser, your bookmarks, and let's talk about bookmarks. Bookmarks are all of these here, and I'm down to 5 minutes. These are things that you use a lot, right? You can see these are bookmarks that are just a website. These are actual folders of bookmarks. So this one, these are blogs I read on a regular basis, and so I put all of those here. That way I don't have to search for the website. And you can organize these. If I wanted to put, for example, Lifehacker into a blog I read, I'm just going to go to this star, and it's going to pull it up and it's saying, where do you want to put it? On the bookmarks bar, I'm going to say, no, I want to put it into blogs. And then boom, and now Lifehacker is in here somewhere, down at the bottom. So that's super useful if there are websites you go to all the time. Speaking of websites you go to all the time, I'm going to go into the settings there and go on startup. I really like to do open a specific set of pages. So whenever I open Chrome browser, I know that I'm going to need my email, my calendar, my Google Drive, and my Google Keep.
I wonder where you, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So if you go,
This needs to continue next week.
okay. So if you go in there and set that, anytime you open up your Chrome browser, whether it's on your desktop, your Chromebook, whatever, you're set, you have those set as your startup. Other options is you can continue to continue where you left off, or you can just go to, you can set it to any one page. But I really like having it. It's not a big deal really, but it would get annoying when you're like, okay, open Gmail, okay, open Calendar, okay, open Google Keep. It's just nice to do that. let's see here. What should we do for a grand finale?
Feel like that.
Let's
Sure.
say I'm playing around and I'm reading this tech thing and I accidentally close a tab. Like, oh, how am I going to find that again?
History.
I could go to history, or if I just come up into this blank area,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to right click,
Let me store.
reopen, close tab. And it's going to pull open the tab that I had just accidentally closed.
No kidding.
You like that one?
Yeah.
That's very useful.
How many
Okay.
times have I done that? And then I had to research.
No.
Yeah, right?
I know it.
No.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to show you one more before we go, and this is really nothing but fun, just for fun. A couple of them for fun. I'm going to, there are secret pages in the Chrome browser. So if you go Chrome,
Yeah.
/ Chrome URLs, you can see all these secret pages. And some of them are, they're just for giving you information and stuff like that.
How
To
do you
me-
get again? Chrome what?
Chrome,
Chrome.
/ Chrome URLs.
Okay.
To me, those are fun. And also another one, I'm going to show you right before I go because I've got 1 minute. Experiments.withgoogle.com. These are different coding experiments that people did. You could come in dealing with the Chrome browser. And so, like, they just do weird things, right? Like, this one was kind of cool. An audio visualizer. I mean, I don't know why you'd use it, but why not? And so,
The kids have been on this one.
yeah, so if I'm talking, you can see it's visualizing that. And I don't know if you want to use that for writing prompts or, I mean, I really don't know.
How do you get that again? What's that?
Experiments.withgoogle.com.
Put them on Google.
And there's tons of them, actually. They're just things that people have created to interact with data and sound and voice and stuff like that. So my time is up. So I'm going to stop sharing screen. And I just want to say thank you for everybody who's joined. I noticed we had a few people online, so I appreciate that. And those of you who are here too. And I encourage everybody to keep your mind open when it comes to Chrome browser, because as you can see today in 15 minutes, I don't even know how many things we saw, but the Chrome browser is way more than just searching the internet. So have fun with it. Come up with some creative ways to use it. And if you think of something cool, let me know and I'd be happy to help. So thank you very much for